Hey, everybody, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much. Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome back in. I got Kellie back here with me again. Always good to talk to her. Coming at us from Cocoa Beach, Florida. We're going to do some unsolved mysteries tonight, which is always some of my favorite. Kellie, how are you? And thank you for coming back on.
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's pleasure's always mine. So we're going to do some unsolved mysteries, right?
I do. I have a fun one. I have one that will make you shake your head.
All right. I can't wait.
All right. So this one's about the disappearance of Clarence Roberts.
Disappears.
Clarence Roberts. And he was a successful hardware store owner. Owned it with his brother. They had a big house, luxury cars. Things seemed to be going great. But he decided, okay, I'm going to pull out of the hardware store and I'm going to do some real estate investments. Well, along with those real estate investments, he was charging more than he had. Yeah. So things started getting repoed. Real estate was going down the tube. Things were not good. On his property was an old shack. And one day, the shack catches fire. And when the shack catches fire, the fire department comes out and says, yep, there's a body and it's Clarence. And so, yeah. So they assumed Shack went up in flames and he went with it. Couldn't get out, maybe, that kind of thing. So she's now poverty stricken. She has nothing. She has absolutely nothing. She ends up having to go to the other side of town. She cleans houses for a living. But the neighbors say there's a man who stays with her sometimes.
Uh-oh.
They've seen glimpses of him. But no one's ever spoke to him. No one's ever heard him speak. But they've seen him here and there. So she's an older woman at this point, 60s. And, word is around town. She's got somebody that stays with her. Sounds like an older gentleman. No one they've caught glimpses here and there. One person in the town says, I knew Clarence, and that's Clarence. That's Clarence that's staying with her. And they said, it can't be. He died in a fire 10 years ago. So, small town, gossip, rumors go around. And on the actual Unsolved Mystery show, the brother actually comes on and says, if it was my brother, I would think he would tell me. Well, apparently not. So 10 years after the first fire, what is his wife's name? Anyway, her house erupts into flames.
Really?
Totally erupts. Yep. Erupts into flames. They believe it's arson. And there's her body and the body of Clarence.
Whoa.
So obviously, how does a man die twice? That can't happen. Why did he run away? And who was the person in the shack? Or who was the person in the second fire? I mean, I guess you could argue either way. But in the second fire, Clarence had a ring that he wore, and this gentleman had a ring on. And it was the same ring. So they said they believe that he was, embezzling money or stealing, couldn't handle his debts. So he put the first shack on fire, left him basically penniless. The poor woman was like, in her 50s, having to clean houses and whatnot to make ends meet. And Clarence reappears and tells her, hi, I'm not dead. And she, of course, lets him live there and such. And they die 10 years later together.
Well, so who was the first guy again?
The theory is Clarence knew he had debts, couldn't pay them. He went to a bar. He was seen with a homeless man, about his height, about his weight. And the theory is he put the ring on that finger and, put the shack on fire, locked the dude in.
Oh God.
Yeah. Took off for, a little while. Could have been a year. I mean, no one really knows when exactly his wife saw him again. And then the second fire happened, and there he was.
You also see one of those on kind of like a Forensic Files the other night about a couple that came up missing, or no, guy faked his basically it's the same thing. They took the car and ran over the edge of a cliff and set the body on fire in it, and burned the body up really bad and everything, and it ended up being this old woman that they dug up out of the tombstone, or dug up out of and
yeah,
they had
I can't figure it out. Nobody has exhumed the first body, so
that would be your first guess, wouldn't it? I mean,
that's what I would do. But yeah, no one really seems to know. And I want to say this case is in like Mississippi or Arkansas, and it's in like a super small town. Like everybody knows everybody. And his brother is on the Unsolved Mystery Show, and he's like, I would know my brother. My brother would not do that to me. And I'm like, kind of looks like he did.
all right, so that was another great Unsolved Mysteries there. Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome.